This is Aaron Rand and Natasha Hall on the iHeartRadio Talk Network.
Welcome back. Time to be joined by the founder and editor of Montreal Community Contact, Egbert Gaye. Welcome back to the show, Egbert.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm very good.
All right. So
I'm a little stuffed up, a little sniffles, but it's all good.
Okay. Now now when someone says that, you're gonna have to tell me more. Are you okay? Or is everything all right?
You're spreading panic unnecessarily. Okay.
Did you take your little test? Are you negative?
Yesterday, my wife insisted. I hate doing that test. I did.
So you're negative.
It's all good.
Okay, be careful.
It's all good. Yeah.
Well, we need you in great shape. This is only January 3rd. This is going to be a big year. We need you in top shape, Egbert.
There you go.
So for this new year, so today we're focusing on provincial politics. What are you looking out for?
Well, you know what I'm looking at? I'm looking to see how this thing resolves between Justin Trudeau and François Legault in terms of the immigration numbers. Right?
The immigration first, yeah.
Yeah, because we remember that a couple of weeks ago, Justin Trudeau said, Quebec has the capacity to welcome well over 1,200 immigrants.
112,000.
112,000.
Yeah.
That's why I need your brain, man.
I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you fight that little virus. Okay. So it's 100. So Trudeau said 112,000. Legault said 50,000, and they all have to speak French.
50,000. They must be highly, ready to fit in. And I think it's going to be an important thing for Trudeau and any central government to ensure that Quebec meets an obligation to help Canada work towards that 500,000 new immigrants they want to welcome by 2025. Mm-hmm. You heard the news today that Canada welcomed well over 400,000 new immigrants last year. Mm-hmm. Quebec has an obligation to take its fair share and do what is right in terms of helping these new immigrants find their way in Quebec, right? And that means French courses. That means setting an environment where they would not feel as outsiders and they would feel left out of that whole debate that tends to take over everything once you come to Quebec politics, the language debate that more alienate people more than anything else. Mm-hmm. But I think that would be a significant story as we look forward, because Legault is pretty hardcore when it comes to sticking to close to $50,000, and I think he went to the extreme last year, saying that would be a little bit suicidal to go over that, which is, I think, a bit manic to say something like that. Because we know how much positive impact immigrants can have in a society such as Quebec. We can see the positive impact they have had across Canada. So it really is. It would be a big story for 2023 that Justin Trudeau can make this stand and ensure that Quebec takes their numbers. 112,000 might be a lot. 112,000 might be a little bit more than we would see in the end, but I think we should strive to go way over 50,000 new immigrants.
Well, I think you're onto something, because by virtue of the agreement between Canada and Quebec on immigration right now, the Quebec government, this is a little known fact, but the Quebec government receives between $400 and $500 million every year from the federal government to take care of these 50, 60, 70,000 immigrants that we take in a year. And so if Trudeau says, okay, you should be getting 112,000, well, Legault could play that card. Is that, I'm not saying he'll go to 112, but at least if he says, okay, if you want me to go more, well, then give me the money. And then, as we know, Trudeau does have the money.
Well, the money, but the money has to be conditional. It can't be. It can't be that that the federal government should hand over the money without, again, as in the healthcare debate.
Yeah, same thing as in healthcare.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, but you have to have some sort of accountability. You can't be alienating immigrants. You can't provide an environment where immigrants are feeling on the outside looking in at a progress parade, and you're getting good money from the federal government to make sure that people are well acclimatized to the Quebec environment. And French language courses, anything that can fit an immigrant into the society as easily as possible. I think the government has to make that kind of move. But it's a cultural understanding and a cultural perception that has to change. You cannot see immigrants as being, you have to see immigrants for what they represent. And to a certain extent in Quebec, I don't want to judge Quebec in any extreme manner, but the perception of immigrants in Quebec is a little tainted. And that's the culture that has to change. You have to see immigrants as positive influences and positive additions to your society. And that way, you're going to do everything to make them feel at home. You cannot say multiculturalism is bad is bad. You cannot say immigration, too many immigrants can be suicidal. Stuff like that you cannot say, or you shouldn't say it, even if you're thinking it, because I think the government's role is to make people feel at home, and you have the money to do it. As you, a former immigration minister, well know.
No,
and you're a good guy also, remember. Back in the day.
You're too kind. You're too kind. Now, for the few minutes we have left, tell me about healthcare. What are you seeing happening in 2023 on healthcare?
Well, again, we have I see it from a worker's point of view, where, nurses and people on the front line in the healthcare services really need governmental support to get past the ugliness that we're seeing in the system at this point. And indeed, we talk about needing more money for health care, but, I want to see a lot of that money, a significant part of that money, go towards supporting workers on the front line. Those nurses and all those support workers that are immigrants and people of color and people people who have come to Canada, come to Quebec, and have dedicated themselves to be on the front line in what can be a really, really ugly environment sometimes. But they work hard and they sustain the system, and they need that support from government. And certainly, if the federal government is going to up its, 22%, I think they
from 22 to 35.
Right. So if the federal government is going to put that kind of money in the hands of the provincial governments, I'm hoping that one of the conditions would be, let's make sure that things are okay for workers at all levels, from nurses to support workers. I can't talk about doctors, but at all levels in that system, let's look at it from that point of view, from the workers' point of view, and then we can see how we can improve the system going along in other ways. There are a lot of systematic changes that need to go into the healthcare area, but from the workers, and they've been on the front lines for the, as you well know, throughout the pandemic, and they held their own, right? And now it's, as we talk about rejigging it and making it better, let's work from the workers' point of view and work outwards. Start from the middle here with the workers in the middle and work outwards and fixing the system. And that would take a federal government inclusion. They should have some sort of role to play in that whole equation. The federal government should be there and negotiate, be steadfast with the provincial government that the workers have to be central to any changes and improvement in the healthcare system as we go along into 2023.
All right, very interesting. Egbert, go make yourself some hot soup, okay?
I have some ginger tea bubbling on the stove.
Yeah, there must be some, Jamaican secret rum or something.
Oh, yeah. Now you're encouraging me to do all the right things. All right, I can handle that.
All right, take care of yourself, and we'll speak tomorrow.
All the best.
You too, my friend. Egbert Gaye, founder and editor of Montreal Community Contact.
You're listening to Aaron Rand and Natasha Hall on the iHeartRadio Talk Network.